Hello, listeners, and welcome to Mr. Sandwich Reads. If you've followed along with me before, you know I like to do read alouds and word games and promote literacy on my YouTube channel, Mr. Sandwich Reads. Well, my younger brother, who's hip in the latest trends, told me about ASMR. Uh, this would be sounds or audio that are intended to help relax. Maybe we'll use this for meditative reasons, for sleeping, better sleep, falling asleep. And I basically do this every night for my 6-year-old. I thought, hey, I could do that. I think I have a relaxing voice. I think people enjoy listening to me read aloud. I enjoy reading aloud. And as I said, I lull a 6-year-old to sleep every night. So I'm going to read to you about Triceratops. And this is from the American Museum of Natural History. I'll just read facts. You can listen along, relax, fall asleep by all means. Lost worlds. About 230 million years ago, a kind of animal appeared on Earth. It belonged to the reptile group of animals, like crocodiles, lizards, and birds, but was so different that it came to dominate life on land for more than 165 million years. This new arrival was the dinosaur. Unlike some other reptiles, dinosaurs lived only on land. They had scaly skin and laid eggs, but they also had a new, upright way of walking. Triceratops, with its huge horns and bony head frill, was one of the last surviving dinosaurs. 65 million years after its death, scientists are able to find clues about how this dinosaur lived by studying the fossils that it left behind. Two types of dinosaurs. Dinosaurs can be divided into two groups by the shape and position of their hip or pelvic bones. Bird-hipped or ornithischian dinosaurs, like Triceratops, had the two lower bones of their pelvis pointing backward and down. Lizard-hipped or Saurischean dinosaurs had one of the two lower bones pointing forward and the other pointing backward. Changing Earth. New kinds of dinosaurs appeared and died out over 3 periods of the Earth's history. Triceratops lived near the end of the Cretaceous period. Some dinosaurs were no larger than a cat, while others grew as big as a house. Triceratops had a large, bulky body and grew to about 30 feet. Horned family. Triceratops belonged to the group of horned dinosaurs called the ceratopsids. Their large horns and strong bodies were a good defense against predators. Plant eater. Like other ceratopsids, Triceratops was a plant eater, or herbivore. It had a sharp, toothless beak to slice through tough leaves and twigs. Skin and scales. Rare impressions of dinosaur skin have been found in ancient rocks along with fossil evidence of dinosaur bones, teeth, and eggs. These show that dinosaurs had thick, scaly skin like that of modern-day crocodiles. Walking tall. Some dinosaurs walked on 2 legs, others walked on 4. However, unlike most reptiles, which have sprawling, outstretched legs, most dinosaurs stood on legs held straight beneath their bodies. If you're feeling relaxed, take a deep breath. We're just unwinding here, learning about our prehistoric ancestors, the dinosaurs, in particular, the Triceratops. Buried treasure. Only the skull survives of one Triceratops that died about 65 million years ago. The rest of the bones may have been eaten by animals or swept away by floods. The skull was buried in the mud and sand of a riverbed, where it was slowly turned into stony fossil. The skull was discovered in 1909 at 7 Mile Creek, Niobrara County, Wyoming, by the American fossil hunter George Sternberg and his family. Parts of another Triceratops were found in the same year by Barnum Brown in Hell Creek, Montana. Fossil world. The Triceratops skull found in 1909 is the only part left of this dinosaur that lived about 65 million years ago. The skull was slowly turned as hard as stone by chemicals in the rock where it lay buried. Living dinosaur. About 65 million years ago, Triceratops sips water from a rushing river. The river flows past prehistoric trees and plants such as monkey puzzles, willows, conifers, palms, and ferns. Rare bones. A few years later, Triceratops has died from old age or disease. Its bones have been picked clean by scavengers and now lie on the bank of a dried-up riverbed. Buried skull. Triceratops skull lies buried in the mud and sand of the riverbed. The rest of the skeleton has been destroyed by animals, plants, and the weather. Stony fossil. 15 million years after the death of Triceratops, the dinosaurs have died out and mammals have taken over the earth. Chemicals have slowly turned the mud and sand of the old riverbed into rock, and the buried skull to hard, stony fossil. Icy grave. 15,000 years ago, the land lies frozen in an ice age. Earth movements have pushed up the fossil skull in its rocky layer, along with a new range of mountains. Fossil find. Fossil find. Centuries of wind and rain have worn the rocks of the ancient riverbed into barren hills and steep-sided canyons. The weather has also exposed parts of the Triceratops skull, which now lies waiting to be discovered. Bone and horn. Now preserved as a hard, stony fossil, the brown horn of Triceratops was once living bone. During the animal's lifetime, the bone was encased in a layer of horn ending in a sharp tip. Graves in the surface of the fossil show where the bone was once fed by a pattern of blood vessels. Tracing Triceratops. Remains of Triceratops have been found in several sites in North America, in rocks formed during the Cretaceous period of the Earth's history. Barnum Brown discovered his specimens near Hell Creek, Montana, while the Sternberg skull came from farther south, along a riverside in Niobrara County, Wyoming. Many of the best fossil specimens of Triceratops have come from this area. Skull and bones. After several years of preparation, the Triceratops skull found by the Sternbergs and the skeleton found by Barnum Brown were finally ready for display at the American Museum of Natural History. One of the strongest dinosaurs, Triceratops, with its massive horned skull and nearly 21-foot-long, barrel-like body, was built to withstand attack from the fiercest predator. Some scientists believe that Triceratops could have charged at almost 15 miles per hour, in defense against an attacking meat-eater. Crash protector. The thick skull and strongly built neck and hips of Triceratops all helped it to withstand impact when it crashed into an attacker or locked horns with a rival. Triceratops could also charge quickly over short distances on its powerful legs. It would not have been easy prey even for the huge meat-eating dinosaurs such as Tyrannosaurus rex. Huge head. The enormous head of Triceratops made up almost 1/3 of its overall length. The head was armed with long, sharp bone-frilled horns on the brow and nose. The head frill was edged with bony lumps and protected the dinosaur's powerful neck. The horns would have been longer in life before the outer layer decayed. Front and back view. The high, wide frill and long horns added to the threatening size of Triceratops' head. Massive, strong legs gave Triceratops great strength when facing an attacker. Tail position. Dinosaurs probably walked with their tails held above the ground. Dinosaur footprints left fossilized in mud show no marks left by dragging tails. In the past, however, scientists often mounted skeletons with tails brushing the ground. Hungry herders. Triceratops was one of the most common dinosaurs living 65 million years ago in the area now known as North America. Huge herds of horned plant-eaters roamed through the forests and along the banks of rivers and the edges of swamps. The hordes of hungry dinosaurs fed on trees, shrubs, and ferns. Only tall plants were safe from the giant appetite of Triceratops. Flowering food. Triceratops and the other plant eaters of the time ate the new flowering plants such as magnolia, oak, and laurel that appeared during the Cretaceous period. Snipping beak. Triceratops used its sharp beak to snip off leaves and twigs that grew up to 9 feet from the ground. Herbivores and hunters. Many dinosaurs fed on the plants that grew on the lush plains. Fierce meat-eaters followed the herds, hunting young or sickly herbivores. Torosaurus. Torosaurus had a huge horned skull. It was always on the lookout for danger from an attacking predator. Edmontosaurus. The duck-billed dinosaur Edmontosaurus lived in a herd. It could reach leaves on tree branches that were out of Triceratops' reach. Migration. Triceratops could only survive if it found enough to eat. During a drought, Triceratops and the other plant eaters may have migrated long distances. Shears. Triceratops' tooth-lined jaws worked like garden shears to slice up plants. The flat surface on the teeth worked like a grindstone. I'm going to finish up here in just a moment, and I hope you've drifted off comfortably into sleep, into a nice, relaxed state. Hope you feel some sense of connection to these majestic dinosaurs and the long history of the Earth, this land we now inhabit. Let me just read one more page here. Changing world. Dinosaur remains have been found in many parts of the world. New kinds of dinosaurs appeared and others died out as the Earth's landscape and climate slowly changed. This map shows the continents where fossils remain of Triceratops and other horned dinosaurs have been found. The horned dinosaur family. Triceratops was a member of the Chasmosaurians, one of two groups of horned dinosaurs, the ceratopsids. The Centrosaurians had shorter head frills and longer nose horns. A long-frilled horned dinosaur, Pentasauratops, was about the same size as Triceratops. It became extinct just before Triceratops appeared. Torosaurus had the largest skull of the horned dinosaurs, but fossil remains of its limbs and body have not yet been found. Torosaurus also lived in the Cretaceous period and in the same part of the world as Triceratops. Chasmosaurus lived about 75 million years ago. Its fossil remains have been found in Alberta, Canada, and Texas. Centrosaurus was over 18 feet long and lived 75 million years ago in the land that is now known as North America. Styracosaurus. Styracosaurus had long horns and a short frill. It lived earlier than Triceratops and, like most horned dinosaurs, has been found in North America. Protoceratops is the only horned dinosaur yet to be found in Central Asia. It was the size of a small horse. Alright, I hope you enjoyed those excerpts from American Museum of Natural History, Triceratops, on the trail of the incredible armored dinosaur. That was by William Lindsay. I am Mr. Sandwich. You may try ASMR again. Please let me know if you enjoyed, if you have any requests that I will continue to share. Hope you enjoyed, hope you relaxed, hope you stay calm and peaceful, and be well.